What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Legends of Tomorrow video. We have got Wally West, we've got ABBA, we've got Groundhog Day, and I'm going to tell you some of my favourite sci-fi time loop episodes of all time. So if you're new to the channel, please do consider dropping that like, smash that like button, and please do subscribe with notifications on if you enjoyed the video, of course. So Legends of Tomorrow has a absolute staple of any sci-fi episode or TV show, film, whatever. It is the time loop. So one thing which I was really hoping for in this episode, in the trailer, we actually saw the rest of the legends wearing their kind of 70s outfits, their ABBA outfits, and we never got to see them do an ABBA number, but it looks like the anachronism, or whatever you want to call it, is actually Napoleon, which is quite funny. It's really, really funny, the fact that he is possibly that, and maybe Benny, Bjorn, and the rest of the crew actually met him, and that was the inspiration for Waterloo. And if you do like ABBA, or if you don't know who ABBA are, check them out on Spotify, and please do watch Mamma Mia. I love Mamma Mia, and Mamma Mia has a sequel out this year, which, you know, your boy's going to see it. He loves his musicals. But they're stuck in a time loop. And this really does, the kind of main crux of this, if you want to boil this down, is the fact that Zari doesn't feel like the rest of the team. She doesn't feel like she's in on them. She's the new girl. She is from the future. And I, personally, as a viewer, it doesn't really feel like she has been part of the team for that long, which she hasn't. But it doesn't feel like we ever really see her. And I think it's really well, they've done well here to have a really kind of Zari-centric episode, because she's a really interesting character. She's from the future. She has one of the totems, which finally we see her properly use here, and looked really, really cool when she was flying with Ray. However, it wants to change the future. She wants to hack time and fix things that way. So, obviously, that is the wrong way, because you shouldn't really mess with the time stream whatsoever. As we know, it could all go wrong. Barry, oh yeah, we all know about Barry messing things up, aka Flashpoint. But it does come down to that, and Ray is actually scared of poor old Sarah, who, yeah, she does seem really, really scary. And what I like here is that it's a flip. So it really is a flip on its head of all the confrontations that Sarah has had with Rip and the way they handle things, and now she's actually having to be the captain and lay down the law and respect time and have to follow protocol because she's in charge and Zari's the new girl. But that's really cool, so kind of the opposite of what we've had in previous seasons. However, we have a time loop, as Zari wanted to fix the ship, and, well, everything seemingly went completely wrong with Gideon. But I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong. I may have missed it, but they kind of skipped over the whole fact that at the end, Gideon was still broken or shit or whatever. So I may have missed that. Let me know in the comments how they addressed that, if they did. But she had the time gunk spun all over her face. That was a really, really poor choice of words there. Sorry, I didn't mean that. But yeah, the time goo was all over her face. So not only is it egg on her face, it is time goo, and she is in a time loop. So let's break it down. So what are the best time loop episodes? Because every damn show does this. So let's chat. So of course we have got Heaven Sent with Doctor Who. That is a fantastic episode. One of Peter Capaldi's absolute best post Clara. Thank God, I did not like Clara whatsoever. The big one, of course, is Cause and Effect in Star Trek The Next Generation, of course. But good old Star Trek Discovery, the new show, which, if you haven't watched it, what are you doing? You really are not doing things right here, because it is absolutely fantastic. So what happens in this is that we have another time loop, and Michael has to save pretty much everyone on the ship. Pretty much like this episode here on Legends of Tomorrow. But it was really, really good. I really, really did enjoy it. And of course, as well, who could forget Stargate SG-1 with Window of Opportunity. Fantastic. So they are just some of my favourites. There's a Buffy one as well included, but I haven't really watched that episode. I just know of it. But time loop, here it is. And the constant for her, to use a Lost term there, I really do miss Lost. Oh, those are days. But she has got to use Nate. She goes to Nate and he says, Groundhog Day. And, well, this is, again, Groundhog Day. If you haven't seen Groundhog Day, it is a movie, an amazing movie with Bill Murray. And he is stuck in a time loop. A Groundhog Day when, like, time or the date doesn't move, or the calendar. I don't know what Groundhog Day really is. I don't think anyone really does. It just doesn't make any sense. But it's a good movie which you should really, really go and check out. I absolutely loved it, and I'm sure you will too, because who wouldn't? But sticking on the episode here, she has Nate to help him, and I love the montages. I love the way, and this seems to be in every single time loop episode. They get tired, and then they do some fun, and then they finally work it all out. That's really all it is. And I love the fact that this is essentially her having to get close to the rest of the legends. So she suspects Nate and Amaya of doing things. Well, they actually did the dirty, didn't they, in the previous mission, which goes to show that they are not over whatsoever. And we see it all come to a head at the end when Zari does say that and present some home truths to them. So it's the outsider looking in. Another common trope of TV there, but used very well in the episode. I really did love this episode. We had Mick as well with his novel, which is absolutely hilarious. And I did love the way that Nate had to die each time at each trap. That was pretty hilarious. One of the weakest spots, I think, here is Ray. Now, I don't know if Ray is not written that well. I don't know if he just... The acting is a bit off. But I just find him really cheesy, kind of really awkward. Maybe that's the character. But he was like someone who invented one of the greatest inventions of all time, the shrinking ray. He also invented... Well, he had Palmer Tech, didn't he? And you don't get that way without having some balls. And he was scared of Sarah in the way that Constantine actually said, you know, you're going to have to take her out. Which is a bit awkward. Probably he wanted to actually get rid of her because he banged her and wanted to forget about her. Nah, not Constantine. She's just a conduit for malice and, you know, total evil. But what needs to be done here, I think, is Ray needs to be given more of a backbone. I can't help but Ray or Brandon Roth kind of phoned it in a bit in this episode, or it's just me. I just find him really clunky. It's kind of a bit cringy watching him at times. But I do like him when he interacts with Nate. And I want to see those two interact just a bit more. But we see as well also the Time Bureau lady. I've completely forgotten her name off the top of my head. Someone will obviously put that down in the comments. You always do. You just love correcting me. But she is actually kind of... We had that awkward thing with Sarah where they were talking. And she was like, I can come over... Oh, no, I'm sure you're busy, but please totally come over, please do. So I really hope that happens. I love that ship together. And we saw them squashed like a bug, which was really, really funny. Now, the problem here with this episode is the fact that, personally, I didn't like the whole thing with Gideon. This episode, once it was explained like that, felt like something like, I don't know, Early Charmed, like some really Buffy level 90s kind of cheese. It just felt really cheesy that actually the ship's computer was showing them how to live, and I really didn't like that. Now, I liked Amy Pemberton playing Gideon. She does a really good role, and it's really weird seeing her actually in person while, you know, speaking and all that stuff, but I did like her all the same. But I feel that it was a bit messy at the end, and it wasn't really explained that well of how she actually did this. Was it a dream or was it or not? But she got to know the legends, but the problem is no one else remembers any of these interactions. So at the end of the day, it was just a bit pointless. It was a pointless task. She feels she's connected to everyone else, but they're not connected to her. So you only have a halfway thing. It was just really weird. I don't know. But we had Gary in the trash compactor as well. Okay, weird. But that's just another Time Bureau thing as well. But Wally West is in the show. So we have... not Rory. Not Rory at all. It's Rip Hunter. I just wish he was coming back to Doctor Who. I wish. Oh, whatever. But he has come to China to recruit Wally West. Now, it's kind of weird. When he says, like, that's the point of meditation, I'm hard to find. Wally says it's just weird. Why? What? Is that the point of meditation? You're hard to find? I don't meditate, so let me know, meditators, in the comments. However, what happened here is that's it. He is now introduced to Rip. Rip, as we know, had escaped a couple of episodes ago. And what is happening now is he's recruiting Wally for the Legends. Now, it's unclear why he needs him, because he could have used him earlier. We could have used him last season when he wasn't really doing that much. So, yeah, it's kind of strange how they suddenly bring him in. I can't help but think the Speed Force may be included some way. And I know I've seen some theories that Malice could be Savitar. I don't know. That'd be really, really weird. I don't know. It would be a kind of curveball, at least. It'd be something which a lot of people wouldn't really expect, and would explain why Wally West is needed to take on Malice. Yeah? Yeah, that's interesting. But probably not going to happen. However, he is on the Legends. He'll probably be in the next episode. I believe he goes at some point. He's like kind of just doesn't really like the Legends, and then realises that they're actually an okay bunch, which, yeah, they are. I guess so. But I did enjoy the episode. It was a fun episode. So that is it for this video. I have got a lot of Black Panther content you can go and check out. I'm going to do some more. Got some more Agent Shield. I might do a Jessica Jones video if I'm feeling like it, but I'm feeling like some PUBG or Fortnite tonight. So that is it. Please drop a like. Please subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.